Hello, welcome back to this virtual environment. In today's lesson, I'll be talking to you about how to solve quadratic equation. Now, I just want to let you know that you can solve quadratic equation by factorizing, by using completing the square, and by using the quadratic formula. But factorizing doesn't work for all quadratic equations, so I'm going to show you when you will know that you can use factorizing to solve quadratic equation. Right, these examples, we can use factorizing to solve them. The reason is that when you see this kind of question in the exam, when they say solve this equation without further instruction like leave your answer to a given decimal place or give your answer correct to a given significant figure, that means the answers are simple integers and you will be able to use factorizing. So here you start by factorizing this expression and setting the expression into equal to 0. So you must know how to factorize before you can do this. You list the factor pairs of 12 and choose a pair that will make positive 8. 2 plus 6 is 8, and therefore the factors for the bracket will be x plus 2 in bracket and x plus 6 in bracket. You set it equal to 0. Then at the end, if x plus 2 is equal to 0, you work out what x is. If x plus 6 is equal to 0, you work out what x is. So you know that if x plus 2 is 0, then x will be negative 2 and x will be negative 6. It's as simple as that. Now when you have it this way, make sure that always the quadratic expression is in the format equal to 0. You realize that this is not equal to 0. So the first thing you need to do is rearrange it and bring the constant onto this side. So how do I make this side equal to 0? By taking away 12 from both sides. So you're going to have minus 12 from this side and this will become 0. So that's how it's going to be before you start factorizing. So factor pairs for negative 12 could either be this format or that format. Choose a pair that will make negative 4 and that will be this one. And you put each term, that's negative 6, positive 2. So set it equal to 0. Don't forget, x minus 6 equals 0, x plus 2 equals 0, and therefore x will be equal to 6, and x will be equal to negative 2. Next one, you have to make sure everything is equal to 0. So we're going to minus 20 from both sides. We're going to add x to both sides before this can be 0. So you add x on both sides, that's what we have here. We take away 20 from both sides, that's what we have here. And whatever on this side now becomes 0. Factor pairs for negative 20 will be either this or that. Which pair will give you positive 1? Is this. So it's negative 4 in bracket and positive 5 in the bracket. And don't forget to set it equal to 0. X minus 4 equals 0. What will be x? X plus 5 equals 0. What will be x? So you realize that that will be 4. That will be negative 5. Now when it comes to this one, remember, it's not a typical quadratic format. So we don't have 3 terms. So when that happens, you have to factor out what is common. 4 and 8, you can factor out 4. X squared and x, you can factor out x. So when you factor out, this is what you have. And don't forget equal to 0. So that means 4x is equal to 0. What will x be? Divide through by 4, x will still be 0. The next one, x plus 2 equals 0. What will be x? X will be equals to negative 2. So this is the basic solving quadratic using factorization. In our next example, I'm going to look at harder factorization question to solve quadratics.